Hi everybody, welcome. My name is Jeff Gahagan. I'm the Vice President of Maintenance here at the park. Purposely wanted to stop right here, and the reason why is just to describe what we're doing on the ride and then give you an idea. If you were here in November, everybody was, or actually it was no, winter coaster. September?
West Coast Bash, yes.
West Coast Bash. September. Everybody was asking, we are working with GCI, Great Coasters International, and they are replacing our track from the top of the lift all the way through to the brake station. So we have removed every piece of track all the way through from the very top until you come back in. The other major part we're doing is actually replacing all the trains on this coaster. So we're switching over to the GCI Millenium Flyers. If you ever were on this coaster before, you had individual cars that had 2 axles each and they followed each other around, which is not the smoothest ride. The new Millenium Flyers actually are 2-axle front car, and then all the remainder are a trailer, which is what you'll find on most typical steel coasters. So that's one of the biggest changes. Straight up over here, this is actually what was considered what we called our B block. If you know coasters, you have the block system for braking and everything. That actually is no longer exists. What we have done is we've eliminated the mid brakes in the middle of this coaster. So now when actually you drop off the first drop, you have pure speed, non-stop enjoyment, and the ride all the way until you get into the station. So we'll go ahead and head in here, give you guys a little view of what you normally don't get to see. This is the exit route that our guests would be coming through to get off of the ride and then right out into the park. In this room, and you can feel free to step in, is actually the bottom of the lift. So you have your sprockets in here, which are completely changed for the ride. And then we'll step into this other room here. And in this room, you're probably wondering, why is it like this, that there's wood in the middle? And feel free, after I'm done, you guys will be able to step in. This is actually where we store our trains. We store one train at night in the station, and we store one train here. And what that does is this allows us an area to do a top side inspection on the train, and then a bottom side inspection on the train. The other train in the station, we have the same ability. We can do the top side and we can do the bottom side on the station, so we are able to do that. This coaster, we actually have 3 trains. The third train is not in operation at the same time. That one is actually cycled through, and we'll actually go back into our shop where we do the rehab on that. This track right here can actually support 2 trains with 1 in the station, so all 3 can be on the track. So when the rehab's done, we will actually be testing. In the morning with that rehab train, we'll pull it off, leave it here during the daytime, and run the other 2 trains during the day. So I mentioned the fact that we took the B block out, and part of that B block was obviously to reduce speed. Coasters, it's all about track length is going to be basically burning off your speed. The brake there obviously is not going to reduce the speed, so what we've had to do is actually change our profile of the ride. We've changed it prior to B block, and we've changed it after. To give you an example, in this particular area, if you look right here, you can actually see the brand new wood going across, and right below it you'll see the holes from where the old ledgers went across. So we've actually raised this, and what that's allowed us to do is actually give you an air time right over here to the left. So it actually will be less of a drop, so it's not picking up as much speed coming off that B block, but yet we're giving you more air time as soon as you come out of this first drop. So you can see how the whole track has shifted up, where we've done that on the reprofile here. When I go over here, you'll be able to see how we've actually added banking to the ride to make it a more dynamic ride there too. When you look right here, you can actually see where the wood actually was. It's actually a good 8 feet up that we're actually there to give you that more air time. So we've actually put a hump right in the middle here to give you that air time. And then it's going right into a bank turn on the other side here. You'll notice right here above the steel beam just to the left that we have the high banking, and that banking that you actually see used to be a flatter area on this ride. Same thing when you go up to the very top, and this will be easier to see. You can't really see the banking from where we're standing, but you can see where the clamps are. There's actually a ledger that's going straight across, And then off that same ledger, you see an angled one. The one that's going flat across, that was the old location. And then you can see the new one that's on an angle. That's how much we have actually changed it and done the banking on the ride. So it's changed a lot. So basically it's like sitting there, if you had the freeway interchanges and they were completely flat, you'd be thrown against that side door. Well, by banking it, just like the overpasses are, it's more of a comfortable ride. You're in that upright position, not getting thrown. So that's what we've done on almost all of our turns, whether it's the helix here, out to Beach Boulevard. If you look over there to the left, you can actually see that it's more on a bank because of the fact you're actually looking through the track in those gaps there, where before you wouldn't have been able to see it because it was sitting there flat the whole time.